Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 11th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. Last episode, what happened? Well, our three characters are kind of still in the same spot they were at the beginning of last episode to the beginning of this episode. However, the wind has changed. The because Yoshino is pretty smart, just playing mind games and all that. Very sneaky. It's kind of the impression that people's trying to get of him. Made up this whole other possible theory about there being no time travel shenanigans at all. It was just they just knocked her unconscious and put her on an island and tricked her into thinking the time was different, and just basically just threw out that theory to shake things up a little bit. And at this point, it's basically a matter of who succeeds in their goal first. Does someone bring the Aika's killer, or does Yoshino find a way to get Hakaze out of her time cage? I think that's kind of the little battle we have going on here. So yeah, let's just get into it and see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, play. Zetsuen no Tempest, the Civilization Blaster. And yeah, also, Hakaze is now in a much better mood than she was before, which is great. I know it's easy to get discouraged when you're stranded alone on an island, but most people that are stranded on islands don't actually have a magical one-on walkie-talkie to talk to people with, so consider yourself lucky in that regard. Oh yeah, Junichiro's there too. Why is he there? I think it was to bring snacks or something, I'm not really sure. Well, he's not with Yoshino. He's not like right there. He's with Yamamoto and Natsumura, so. But he's still like in the same general area. I don't know how we plan on getting her out of the time cage, but there's a way. I'm sure Yoshino will figure it out. We can see some of the sky amongst the clouds. Yes, we just gotta find it. Well, the world is on her side, so that's kind of a big advantage. That's all we gotta do. That one little girl of time. We just gotta get the scroll to leap through time and we'll be great. The joke there somewhere. So complicated is a good thing, of course. Okay. What part are we thinking about here? I'm curious about. Okay, there's definitely a joke there. Okay, that's nice. Just gonna find things with part of her in them. I mean, we have her skeleton. Will that help? Yeah, because phones can transfer voice just fine, but nothing else. As you referring to the skeleton? Because, yeah, it'd be great if we could actually make use of that. Maybe you shouldn't have brought that with you. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have brought it, huh? Maybe mistakes were made on your part. I like when she still just lays on the ground like that. So, Junichiro, why are you here? Here, have some water. No, he's just good at like hand to hand. Well, don't sell yourself too short. Not a bad thing to be good at. Oh yeah, Mujirou, just handing out snacks. What are you talking about? Okay, I didn't expect that, but he makes a compelling argument. Wow, I really did not expect that. Right, okay, Junichiro, you just bumped up on my favorites list a little bit. Oof, pretty good at that. Still can't believe that just happened. That... Yeah, okay. I believe that. I mean, he doesn't look that intimidating, but he knows what he knows. Don't just flash step away, you coward! No! Yeah, you're not getting away now. Well, all that matters is you're not being attacked currently. That is certainly your own body. I prefer the one on the island, though, personally. So, yeah, valuable for sure. Don't give me a headache trying to understand all that. Paradoxes are just confusing. Uh, I, I guess, but that's kind of that's a little bit. I mean, the skeleton's a little bit injured, a little bit damaged. I guess that's probably the best we can come up with. Just with your flesh instead of your voice. You know, you kind of freak me out a little bit when somebody stare at me, when you turn around and stare at me. Yeah, you don't really have much to offer there, that's the problem. No real tech there. I'm on the phone, it's so rude. Okay, you're getting desperate, aren't you? I mean, the military's still knocking on your door, so... It feels like not a lot has actually happened plot-wise in in the last few episodes. Like, it's been very slow moving in the past few episodes. The biggest change has just been physical change has been Junichiro showing up, really. Ow. Well then. Something apparently is going very wrong. Oh, right, okay, yeah, I guess the fruit would complicate things. It's definitely difficult to drive a vehicle when you're stoned. Oh. Yeah, this definitely took a turn. Just as I said, nothing's really happened much lately. That was a pretty big thing. Okay. Well then. Yeah, I suppose. Some great power. What's your point? Yeah, here we go. We're gonna get into it now. I knew he was gonna bring this up eventually. We'll see how he responds to it. Well, that's just your opinion, man. There could be a bit of resentment if that's the case, for sure. But we'll see. My hero's kind of a hard character to predict. Yeah, I think we've all been thinking about that. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, her death is what caused my hero to be on this path, so you can't really ignore that. But the problem is you can't really prove that, technically, but... I doubt your tree is any better than her tree. What will my hero's response be? That's the big thing here. I doubt it. She's still on the ground, too. Because there's plenty of episodes left, that's why. In other words, it's time to panic. Now we get to see his side. A very good counter argument. They really did start all this. Tell him. Yeah, from his clan. Well, shush. I'm trying to make an argument here. He hasn't said anything, so we just don't know. He did say that, so we gotta look for that. If only we had a treasure map, but oh well. Well, if it was me, I could probably think of ways for you to thank me. I keep forgetting she's voiced by Hanakana. So she starts whispering in my ear. Careful. I think she has that special pocket. Because, she doesn't have any normal ones. It's always kind of silly to talk about coincidences like that, because in works of fiction, there's always coincidences like that. Oh, damn. Well, we should probably get you to a hospital. Or that. Or we can just use magic, that works too. Who needs a hospital, really? Uh, yes, pain, pain, fly away. Yes, you dying would be an inconvenience. Yeah, it's a big no-no. I guess it would be pretty bad for him. Please forgive me, tree, for I have sinned, basically. Yes, and there's no reason to kill a lovely woman like Yamamoto. So it would be very illogical, no matter how you look at it. I guess a tree doing the killing's a nice little loophole. So, yeah, who is it? Are we gonna get an answer, actually, to this episode? Well, that's good. But it does make it a bit strange why, yeah, he would kill Aika. But why would they forgive killing Aika? That should be unforgivable. You say that. Yeah, kind of narrow focus. Cry more. Maybe still has not said anything about this. Wish I knew what he was thinking. Thunderstorm is probably not a good sign in a show that likes its theme symbolism. Yeah, we don't need that. I mean, doesn't he always look like that? uh, and logic is really important in this show. Well, those are fighting words right there, Aika. I suppose, but I don't think whatever this is. And what's it from? Of course, the Tempest. So yeah, we can tell him. Okay, get to the point, man. I've been waiting a long time for this. Yeah, I know it's not really good for us, but I still want to know. Better hurry up and get Takaze over here, Yoshino. And he apparently was doing a lot of thinking during that part. Yeah, bring him over here. Yeah, let me have a nice talk with the culprit and then we'll figure things out. Is he already dead? Oh, but could have swore Aika said he was. Now I'm very confused. Don't ask me. So, not sure exactly. But this definitely helps Yoshino's side. And you really pissed him off. Okay, who? Are you saying... Are you saying the princess with the Tree of Exodus? Because that's kind of scary. Because, do we have any idea who that is? Or... So, are they saying Aika was killed by the mage of the Tree of Exodus? Is that what they're saying? Uh... and here I thought we would get a concrete answer. This episode I was just foolish for thinking as much. Junichiro's line is still the most memorable part of the episode for me, though. Okay. That was the 11th episode of Zetsuen no Tempest. And, well, on the one hand, the whole conflict, the whole military-based conflict is basically over at this point. All the military that were attacking got affected by the fruit which popped up nearby, which is unfortunate for them, of course. There are consequences for Kusaribe clans killing people, but not for the Tree of Exodus. He just kind of gets to do that. So that really lucked out for them, I suppose. And you have Junichiro, who is trying to stall things, trying to help out Yamamoto, who he did by having Natsumura heal her up, which he has to do because they talked about that. You're not really allowed to kill people. It's a big no-no. It's illogical. The tree will yell at you, give you a spanking. You have to beg the tree for forgiveness afterwards, and it's like, yeah, you don't do that. You can lose your magic. It's not a very good thing to do. So it should have clicked with me right in that scene. I just didn't put it together, but that scene should have already kind of been the first big hint that it was weird that a Kusaribe clan would kill Aika. If I was on my game, it would have made that connection, but yeah, that bit right there basically makes it weird that anybody would kill Aika because, I mean, why would you do that? Why would you do that? We still don't know why they did that, really. But we are getting closer, I guess. But yeah, over near Yoshino's group, they're still thinking about what to do about the whole Hakaze situation. And we think we may be able to use a skeleton as a very important piece for this. And also we were told that there's something special on the island that Hakaze is trying to find now, which could also help out a lot, because that should help allow her to do magic, so that's kind of where we're at right now on that side of things. And then Samo is starting to get kind of desperate. He's trying to convince my hero about the whole... Basically what he's trying to bring up is something we've all been thinking about for a while. I mean, they've kind of talked about it before, a little bits here and there, is that the Trio Genesis is trying to protect the princess, trying to protect the world's logic. That's always what it does. And my hero was put on this path to helping the princess and the world because of what happened to his sister Aika. So the Aika dying is what started all of this, as far as my hero's participation in it. And if that's the case, it's not too hard to make a leap of logic of the tree deliberately killed my sister, so I would help him, you know. And if you start thinking that way, that's pretty easy to get a strong emotional reaction, which is what Sama was banking on. Some kind of, what? Well, that's horrible. Why would I help you out? That's screw you, screw your stupid tree. I'm gonna side with Samon. He was probably hoping for something along those lines, but my hero was actually much more cool-headed about the situation than you might expect. He was honestly very quiet about it for a while, like oddly quiet. But Yoshino did try to counter that as well, as best he could. So, which Yoshino's pretty good at debating, so I wasn't surprised by that at all. But yeah, that back and forth is still kind of continuing. Still haven't made a lot of physical movement in that overall area. Everyone's still more or less in the same position. I don't know if they've really taken a step or anything. They just occasionally, like, maybe turn over once in a while, but they don't really walk around very much. After Samon and Yoshino switch positions, they really haven't done much moving at all, for the most part. But yeah, Junichiro's line about why he helped Yamamoto was just great. It was funny because it was so unexpected, but it made sense when you hear it. It's that kind of thing. So I thought that was pretty great. Probably the funniest thing in the whole show. I mean, that's not really hard to do when this isn't a comedy anime, but still, I think that would be the thing that is the funniest thing in the whole show. And it could use a little bit of comic relief, you know, especially considering how tense things can get, the atmosphere and all that. We got a little bit of Aika flashback this episode, but there's not really much to really get from that. I think the only real takeaway from that was Aika saying something about how just because something's illogical doesn't mean it means you're wrong or whatever, which I guess might be a big theme for the overall show, possibly, because logical and illogical have already been a pretty big thing with the show, and treating illogical things like they're bad, so that could say a lot about Aika's perspective on that sort of thing, I guess. I mean, obviously she was, in that scene, she was like quoting the Tempest and all that, so I mean, it all just kind of comes together, doesn't it? But yeah, the discussion about who the killer was started to get up, and we had the yeah, Tetsuma figure something out about that. And I thought for sure we had like a name that he was gonna give Samon, but that's not actually what happened there. I want to go back to that. Get a big. Yeah, what first thing he says about it is the killer is not in the clan, which was confusing because Aika said he was. So we already have a bit of a disconnect here. That's impossible. We have confirmed it. There is no doubts. Impossible. Just then my hero gets the most emotional reaction he's had out of the entire episode was in this scene when he's like, "Kakaza, explain. You told me he was a member of this clan. Why did you lie to me?" All that, but she says that's not possible. Even if the killer were dead, which is what I thought may have been what they were building up to, but he'd have to be among those that the Tree of Genesis has forgiven, which I guess is just a list they can access. And then you see that she seems to have realized something, and then the wind picked up, and she may have realized a possibility. Let's see. But my hero definitely is pretty desperate at this point. He's waving that gun around, which would make anyone a little bit nervous. And then Yoshino says, "Is it possible that someone else could escape the web of magic?" And then she says, "Yeah, maybe that's a possibility. One person could have escaped the web of magic. Someone who does not serve the Tree of Genesis. Someone whose illogical actions would not be considered a sin." I'm glad they said that because I did not want them to imply that killing Aika was logical, so I'm glad that was said. Because there's nothing logical about killing best girls. So it's just not possible. No, someone whose logic is destruction itself. Just as I am the princess of the Tree of Genesis, a princess blessed by the logic of destruction, could have been born as the Tree of Exodus's revival grew near. That was an oddly difficult sentence to say. So, are we talking to somebody about the same age as Hakaze, or because it says as the tree revived, but like hasn't the tree reviving been a pretty recent thing? So would they not be that old if there was a mage like that? I don't know. I could be a little bit confused on that. Because just because they said 2 years doesn't mean they haven't been something before that, I guess. But I don't know. I'll just assume that the theoretical mage they're talking about here would be about the same age as Hakaze. Even if I'm not a little bit confused on some of this timeline stuff. But that is definitely the biggest revelation of the episode. Just like there's a mage for the Tree of Exodus. That's the Tree of... Just as there's a tree... I get the names mixed up. Just as there's a mage princess for the Tree of Genesis, there could be the same thing for the Tree of Exodus. But if that's the case, then where is she? Like, where is she? You know, why did she shut up? Why would she have killed Aika? You know, because we were talking about, in this episode, we were talking about how the Tree of Genesis would have wanted Aika dead so it could get my hero on the path to helping the Tree of Genesis and Hakaze. But why would the mage of the Tree of Exodus want Aika dead? Because if what she said is true, then we're kind of started back at level 0 as far as our understanding of the why that she was killed. So, yeah, I have no idea at all why she was killed if it was by this theoretical mage of Exodus. And also, where is this mage now? What has she been doing? Why would she not be like involved with the Kusarebe clan in any way? Because they seem to not know anything about this person, from what I can gather. So, who is she? What is she doing now? Is she the girl that my hero saved before? That Yamamoto talked about in like episode 1? Because I've been wondering about that, so that could be who she is. But if that's the case, then I mean that would be really messed up actually, because if she killed Aika's sister and he helped save her, yeah. I mean my hero's sister. Why I'm terrible with names. Anyway, that could upset my hero a little bit if he found out about that. If that is actually what ended up happening. But even if that's the case, there's still plenty of unanswered questions. But it's a big revelation for sure. And I wonder when we'll meet her, if that's the case. Like, what's she doing? And what circumstances will we meet her? Will Samon help him find her? But If he doesn't already know about her, which it doesn't seem like he does, then I don't know how we could do that. So I guess my overall point is I'm confused on a lot of this stuff, but this new information pretty much throws things off a lot. So I'm not sure where that leaves us in negotiations now, but the only leverage someone had was bringing the killer to Mujirou. And if he doesn't know anything about this, this tree of Exodus Mage that supposedly did it, then he can't help at all with that. In which case he has no more leverage over Mujirou, in which case Mujirou has to fully side with Yoshino, and then we can just work towards getting our spell set up to get Hakaze out of the time prison over to where we are. So, unless someone's got something else, I think he may have just lost there. It may have been checkmate, unless something else happens. Unless he actually does know something about her, because I guess he didn't really say he didn't. He was just confused because it wasn't actually a member of his clan. Doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know anything about this Mage of Exodus, but we didn't get any evidence that he does, is my point. And I guess he would have to have any chance of being able to get Mujirou back on his side, so we'll see. We'll see next episode how he plays it from here, but he looks like he's at the disadvantage to me for now, so we'll have to just wait and see next episode. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.